The following program contains mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
This is a topic that has sparked a fierce debate. Should a convicted murderer be given medical care to improve his quality of life and alleviate pain? So this debate is going down in Kentucky as we speak, where Robert Foley, he's fighting for a court order to require the state to arrange hip replacement surgery. Now, I'm going to give you a little backstory, and this is what makes it so interesting. He was convicted in 1991 of shooting two brothers to death, then hiding their bodies in an unused septic tank. Very graphic. Fast forward, his hip just gave out in July of this year. This request has been turned down twice by a federal judge, and it may seem like no big deal, but then you hear the price tag, it's $50,000. So that's why people are thinking, well, taxpayer money, should it be funded, should it not be funded? So what do you two think?
Well, you know, I was a medical director at a all-male prison for about 4 years, and we ran into this issue a lot. I think, you know, when we go back in time to the 70s, actually about 40 years ago, the United States Supreme Court actually said that it is against the 8th Amendment for us to deny an inmate care that he really, really needs. I think what oftentimes happens, and probably happening in this case, is a hip replacement is one of those things. I have at least 10 patients now who need a hip replacement, and their lives would probably be a little easier, but they're deferring it. They don't want to get one right now. So it becomes kind of an elective type of surgery. Now, if this were an emergency surgery that he needed, and he wasn't getting everyday type of care, managing his pain, then I would be concerned. But I think when I'm reading through the details of it, it sounds a little more like even the orthopedic surgeon said that it's not really mandatory that this gentleman get a hip replacement. So when you're incarcerated like that, what ends up happening is your rights are taken away, and you can't really have that same decision-making capability that you and I can, or our parents can. And so
you think the judge is appropriate in this case, as opposed to if there were appendicitis going on, that's going to happen no matter what, right?
Absolutely.
This is a complex issue. We've all cared for inmates. I've delivered babies with the woman is handcuffed to the hospital bed, and we as doctors take that out. We don't care. They're a human being. We took an oath to provide care.
We cannot say he killed two men and put them in a septic tank.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
No, that's right. And so, and that is very emotionally and ethically difficult for us at times. But then if you think about it more, you know, from a philosophical standpoint, there are people who are not incarcerated who need a hip replacement, who can't get it. And so, I don't know. I don't know where I stand on this. I think it's a complicated issue.
But I certainly do not think that if you are convicted of murder, that you should receive better medical care than people who haven't. And that's where I think, you know, this is an interesting, and we got to look ourselves in the mirror. There are a lot of innocent people on the street getting way worse medical care.
And we have 2.2 million people who are incarcerated. For the average inmate, it takes over $30,000 a year per inmate just to house, clothe, and feed them. So we have a big problem on our hands with that.
Well, we will certainly keep everyone abreast if there are any developments on this case, because it's super, super interesting. We'll be right back.